gradually is what kind of culch. Down here is fairly sizable culch, but they will not be enormous because this ground will get soft, but it's not slick. So they'll be making quite a print. There is a little tendency for slippage in the foot, but this is not greasy here. If anything, as it dries out, there's a period in the horse park for about 2 hours where the footing is very holdy. We saw that a few years ago. The horses that went early went very well, and then there was a period in the middle of the day, and the experienced riders came back and said, you know, my horse just couldn't get his feet out of the ground. And then the last 10 riders just went because the ground had finished drying out, and now they were on firm going. So, no, not enormous folks. So they'll have adjustable, the racetrack people call them stickers. They'll have those screwed in. Now, I wanted to give you an idea. This young lady here up on the rope wanted to know what the dimensions. 6'6" across the top, 9'9" at the bottom. Now, in addition, when you walk by, you'll see there is also a ditch underneath this. Some horses are startled by the ditch. They peek, they look at that. So this is a little bit of a test. It is also, let's say that the course designer is playing chess with you. Think back, we just jumped a moment ago, 5ABCD. The crowd went wild, and we galloped down the hill. Look, we're galloping downhill, we're galloping downhill, we're going like hell, we're going like hell, and we turn uphill, and we are balanced, and we're going very fast to this, and they jump it really well. The design is that horses will take a spectacular leap over this. And you land running, and we are now going to walk back down to 7, but that is a real problem there. Okay, can you hear me well enough over the sound of the pump? That mechanical noise you hear is the water pump down there pumping water out of the ditch. Those of you that have not walked by yet, when I walked this course yesterday, there was water completely up over the ditch. The entire area there was half full of water. So this place is draining pretty quickly, and I'm enthusiastic and optimistic about tomorrow. Now, put yourself back in the saddle. You were just going 22 miles an hour, at least, down that hill, and you jumped the obstacle, you landed, you're still going 20 miles an hour, and now you're going to turn downhill and approach straight at a very vertical jump. Now, this jump is difficult for many reasons. First of all, because the correct way to approach this is at a controlled, round, slow, balanced pace. Well, when you make the turn up there, you have none of the pace. You are entirely wrong all of a sudden. And you must make an adjustment, and that adjustment is called dressage. Can you hear this over there also? Oh, excellent. That is called dressage. Someplace down the hillside here, the horse and rider must make an adjustment in their pace. They must make an adjustment in the length of stride, because the last 5 or 6 strides here, the horse must be moving in a very compressed, balanced, steady frame. Now, this rail is tall, by the way. It's on what they call frangible pins, meaning fragile, meaning that they will break. If the horses don't jump this well, that pin will break. And they can, at the discretion of the ground jury, they can then be eliminated, or they can be penalized with, I think, 25 faults. Now, again, they keep changing the rules on me. So I just point that out. That's very much of a safety feature. Now, that if a horse gets here and suddenly blinks and looks at the ditch behind, that rail will break away. So it's a very opposing looking obstacle, but it's quite safe, as relatively safe as anything we can do with horses. Now, again, let's talk about the direct route, because the direct route is to come right down the hill, slow down, so that as you come back up, you notice that the terrain rises. You feel that, meaning that the terrain will help you the last few strides to get the horse back in his hocks. And so you arrive here, hopefully in the absolute center, hopefully in the center of the jump at a right angle to the middle of that. Now, there is one stride to that ditch. They land, they take one stride, and they jump the ditch. But they will jump the ditch at a slight angle. You notice the cabin at sea is set to the left slightly. So the horses and riders must jump this straight and then take one stride, land, and they will take one more stride and jump out over the cabin, and that is the direct route. Now, a couple of the more sophisticated items. It is very difficult for a horse to change their balance this quickly because they are in a certain balance here. In the air, they must change their balance to land down quite a steep slope. They must be strong enough and balanced enough to move forward anyway. Then they must be brave at the ditch. Did any of you watch the World Championships last fall? This jump was jumped the other way, and a very experienced German rider jumped in, went on cruise control, and one of the most experienced horses in the world stopped at the ditch. Oh, hello. Can you say mental mistake? Because that horse has jumped ditches 4 times as big as this. We are allowed to have a ditch that's like, I don't know, 9 feet wide in the middle of these things, but the rider jumped in, forgot to ask his horse to jump the ditch, and the horse didn't jump the ditch. And the German team medal went poof. And that is the margin of error at the 4-star level. It's small to non-existent. You must take care of business. When you land here, you must be aggressive. You must be straight as you jump the ditch, and as you land, you must guide the horse to the left and ride forward. Remember I said they have to change their balance. They change their balance from there. Now they're here. Suddenly, they are there. And that changes the way the horse moves. It changes the way the horse strides. And it changes where the riders sit. And that happens in the space of 1 or 2 seconds. Just bang, 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 and they're galloping away. But there are millions of little corrections, additions, and subtractions that the rider has to make in order to make this look easy, because I guarantee you there are horses and riders that will make this look easy tomorrow. They'll gallop down the hill, they'll slow down, they'll canter up to this, they'll pop over this, they'll accelerate on, and they'll duck to the rope to cut close to the rope, and they're out of here. And there are other riders that will come here and they will go home dying of a broken heart because they could not get their horse to jump in the first place.